All right, what's up, gang? Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take brought to you by Stanley Law Offices and our great friends at Welch and Company Jewelers. Make sure that you log on wherever you live to welchjewelers.com and shop the showcase for the best jewelry around. Breathe deep because this team, St. Bonnie, I swear to God, there's never a down moment. They get down in this game early. It was just another horrible first half for St. Bonnie. They just couldn't get it going. Went on that nice run, kind of late first half. They're down 3 at halftime somehow, some way. And then LaSalle goes on a big run. And I understand that college basketball is really a game of runs, but good God, could Bonaventure just defend somebody? I mean, I feel like this team just let LaSalle shoot from wide open spaces everywhere. Now, it turned out that LaSalle was only 12 of 37 from the floor total, and a lot of that had to do, obviously, with the fact that LaSalle got clamped down in overtime, and I'll get to that in a second. But what happened for St. Bonaventure, I think, in the second half was just typical Bona, where they grinded out possessions. They stopped them defensively when they had to. And I thought that the best player on the floor tonight, and I know that the Ironman 5, they were back tonight. Ironman 5. I thought Oshuni was the best player on the floor. I mean, I thought he was unbelievable. You talk about 15 points, 15 rebounds. He had 4 blocks in this game. But it's the focus, right, that I've been looking for, and I know some people have disagreed. Some have agreed with me. It's been up here with him. Something's not right. Maybe he's injured with the back, and we don't know it. I don't know. Mark Schmidt, if he gets asked, he's going to say, I'm not a doctor. Talk to my medical people. But I thought Oshuni was unbelievable tonight on both ends of the floor. You're going to get the rebounding. You're going to get the block shots. The question becomes, can you dump it down low to him and get a bucket? When your offense is struggling, when you're not defending well, when you need to prevent the bleeding, when you need a basket that's not easy, but at least easier. It used to be the old days where you could dump it down to a big guy and he turns around and if he's a dominating player, he scores. Oshuni has got to continue these offensive possessions. The focus was there. He had a couple of big assists in this game as well. The footwork was great. Again, it started up here. Remember, this team hasn't played since December 17th, and Oshun wasn't exactly focused up until that point as well. They had a lot of rest. You wonder, is that good? Is it bad? You had the Christmas holiday. Do you get out of your ways a little bit? You're practicing against each other. It's not game competition, etc. All I know is 3 things really didn't happen for St. Bonaventure tonight. One, they just don't have a bench at all. And I just don't know how long you can keep up this pace with Oshani, Attaway, Holmes, Welch, and Lofton as like your 5 guys, and that's it. I mean, Koulibaly went in there a little bit. Adams went in there, and that was it. And they got nothing out of those guys. In terms of a couple of other things here as far as what they don't have, I mean, St. Bonnie defense, man, I don't know what's happened. There's guys open all over the place, and the opposition either makes the shot or Bona gets lucky with them missing, and so you have a 12 for 37 situation. And the other one is that first half stuff. I mean, this has got to I don't know how, but next time I get Coach on, I'm going to ask him, why is this team so bad in the first half? I just don't understand, and I'm not blaming Mark at all for this, but I know he prepares them. I know that they practice hard. I know that he's even keeled with these guys. But good grief. I mean, can you please get after it in the first half? Now, as you wrap everything up together, the good news is St. Bonnie didn't lose this game. I mean, if they had lost against LaSalle, officially, the regular season would have been toast, and we all would have been saying, you got to win the A-10 tournament officially, right? I mean, that officially. In this particular case, Bona starts 1-0 in conference. Again, albeit against a really bad LaSalle team. Road game in conference, anything can happen, blah, blah, blah. But Bona now 9-3, 1-0 in conference. They're back to playing basketball. Maybe the first game, you get a little kinks out and all the rest. The problem is, in this game, I saw a lot of problems that we've seen already this year from this group since they won the Charleston Classic. And in this game, Lofton goes for 18 points, 8 assists. Dom Welch, 17 points, 8 rebounds. 17 points and 5 rebounds for Jaron Holmes, who I thought was actually really, really good and super durable. The guy is just so strong. Jalen Attaway, unbelievable alley-oop late in this game. Of course, I think that was pre-overtime, or that was late second half maybe. He just gets inside the defense on the baseline, and I know that a lot of times Lofton gets in there, and he and Oshun have that chemistry where I think he just gets into the paint, and he's ready for Oshun to light it up. I got to tell you, I think Attaway is a better alley-oop guy than Oshun by far, because I think he gets inside the defense quite a bit. But Attaway was fantastic. Again, double figures for all the starters, and they had to do that, obviously, with no bench. And then Oshuni with just a ridiculous overall game. 15 points, 15 rebounds, 4 blocks, 2 assists. He actually had a steal in this game as well. Bonaventure wins the game 80-76 in overtime, and the bottom line is, the Bonnies won the game. Period, end of discussion, won the game. Now, I know the NCAA committee isn't going to scratch their heads and go, they didn't look that good, so we're going to keep them out of ABCD. Well, you know what? Like, they won the game tonight. All you can do is keep winning. If you keep winning, the committee doesn't pay attention as much to style points, right? Style points, it's more of a college football thing in terms of getting into the postseason, playoff, big time, right? The 4 teams. If there's a little bit of a battle between like a 4th and a 5th team, style points matter. You got to blow teams out, blah, blah, blah. If you're in college basketball in January, and you just win and win and win and keep winning and keep win. Like, let's say Bonaventure goes on a 8, 9, 10 game win streak. They could. They're good enough when they're on offensively and when they get after it defensively and they don't start slow. This team can beat anybody in the conference, of course, and I think they could go up against a lot of teams in college basketball on a given day. The problem becomes, the focus, the laziness, the first half, not good starts, all the rest, the starters. How much can these guys really give at this particular point? I guess, you know what, like they're filling up their gas tank and this is the final ride, right? So maybe, and I know that there's Corona, circumstances and all the rest where guys can come back and all that, but I don't expect any of these starters to come back next year for St. Bonnie. I expect next year to be a complete rebuild, and that's why this year is so important. You have all these guys, redshirt seniors across the board, guys who came back, guys who didn't go in the transfer portal, a team that made the tournament last year, won the A-10 tournament last year, won the A-10 conference regular season last year. This is a huge opportunity for St. Bonaventure to take that next level up. And I think, if you had lost tonight, I think that all goes away unless you make up for it and win the conference tournament. I think St. Bonnie would have had to have gone through the entire A-10. If they had lost tonight, gone through the entire A-10, you can't lose one more game. The non-conference stuff, the Corona delays and all the rest, not playing for almost a month, it really doesn't help you there. You can't hurt yourself because you're not playing, but you can't help yourself because you're not playing. So, look, at end of the day, hopefully they learned a lot. I was impressed with Oshun. They made a lot of defensive stops. And the quick final thought here is, in overtime and really the last minute of regulation, I thought St. Bonaventure, they figured something out defensively where they were able to kind of extend to the perimeter. LaSalle with those deep threes. Somebody may say, well, if you shoot them from out there, who cares, right? If they make it, because, you just can't stop that. There's no defense for that. Jim Boeheim, that's his famous excuse. Well, if they're going to make those from way out there, then what are we going to do? Well, actually, a lot of guys practice them because, hello, have you ever heard of a guy named Steph Curry? Changed the game. Everybody practices threes more than they practice layups. I got news for you. The bottom line is this. St. Bonaventure got out on those guys and had better hands and faces. If you watched the last minute and, of course, overtime, way more up here as opposed to just kind of down here and getting late to the basketball and to the shooter. Huge defensive stops for Bonnie in the last minute of regulation and in overtime consistently. Thought they did a great job. And another important thing here, too, that I want to mention, Bonaventure out-rebounded LaSalle 38-30, but from the back end of the second half to the end of overtime, I thought Bonaventure, it felt like they out-rebounded LaSalle by at least 20 because of how active all the guards were, which added to Oshun, who had 15 rebounds. The Bonnies on the boards tonight, I think you can make the argument, the Bonnies on the boards, it was the difference in the basketball game. When you talk about eliminating chances as the game got deep in the second half and in overtime, and also providing a couple opportunities here and there on the offensive side. So, you know what? Whatever, win the game, move on. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully that they keep playing basketball. Hopefully they can get hot. And you know what? This is the world we live in now. That's all there is to it. Go Bonus. Thanks for watching. ML Sports Take brought to you by Ken's Auto Detailing and our great friends over at the Vince Aguirre Consulting Group. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.